Hold your breath.
Approaching target coordinates mark. Sonar showing dense anomalies, 300 meters ahead.
Copy that. Moving forward. Visibility is low, but wait. I have visual on something.
Command, you are not going to believe this. It's here. It's actually... Oh no. Command. This isn't good. This isn't good at all. For nearly 50 years, it was a legend dismissed as religious fantasy. The claim that the chariot wheels of an Egyptian pharaoh lay buried beneath the Red Sea. Now, a modern team of salvage divers, armed with technology unimaginable to their predecessors, has returned to this forgotten stretch of water. They weren't just chasing a myth. They were about to dive headfirst into a 3,500-year-old crime scene. What they found could not only challenge the foundations of history, but also unveil a truth far more unsettling than the legend itself. Their mission began in the shadows. In late 2024, a small, discreet team of professional salvage divers and marine tech specialists gathered in Aqaba, Jordan. Their objective? To re-explore a section of the Red Sea seabed off Nuweiba Beach. This wasn't an ordinary dive. They weren't searching for treasure. They were hunting for a ghost, left behind by one of the most polarizing figures in amateur archaeology, Ron Wyatt. Ron Wyatt was not an academic. He was a nurse anesthetist from Tennessee with an unshakable conviction that the Bible was a literal historical record. In 1978, with little more than basic scuba gear and a powerful hunch, he dived into the Gulf of Aqaba. He claimed to have found it all: coral-encrusted formations in the distinct shape of 4, 6, and 8-spoked Egyptian chariot wheels. He even reported seeing human and equine bones. Wyatt's theory was based on a controversial interpretation of the Exodus route. Mainstream scholarship often places the Red Sea crossing in the shallow marshes of the Nile Delta, the Sea of Reeds. But Wyatt, pointing to the unique topography of Nuweiba Beach, a massive, flat plain capable of holding 1 million people, and a submerged land bridge that stretches across the Gulf, argued this was the true location: a divine corridor, and now a pharaoh's graveyard. The academic world was not impressed. With no peer-reviewed papers, no professionally certified photographs, and no recovered artifacts, Wyatt was dismissed. His discoveries were written off as pareidolia, the human tendency to see patterns in random shapes. Marine biologists argued that coral can grow in circular formations. His claims, they said, were wishful thinking. Dr. Israel Finkelstein, a leading scholar in the field, has long argued the Exodus narrative is a foundational myth, created during the Babylonian exile to forge a national identity for the Israelites. A powerful story of liberation, but not a historical event. The greatest argument against a literal Exodus has always been the same: a complete lack of archaeological evidence. No Hebrew camps in the Sinai. No Egyptian pursuit remnants. Decades of searches had turned up nothing.
The 2024 expedition was different. This was a team of hardened marine engineers, former military divers, and underwater archaeologists. Their equipment was state-of-the-art: multi-beam sonar mapping systems, deep-sea ROVs with high-resolution cameras, and submersible scanners that could analyze sediment density. But even with their technology, the mission almost didn't happen. Official channels shut them down. Government institutions dismissed the project. One Israeli antiquities official reportedly told them, "There's nothing there but coral and conspiracy." Citing marine preservation laws and the region's geopolitical sensitivity, authorities warned them away. But a small group of wealthy, anonymous backers, quiet enthusiasts of biblical archaeology who had followed Wyatt's story for decades, stepped in. They funded the operation with one condition: complete discretion. It didn't last. A leaked photo of their vessel, captioned "Back to where the Pharaoh fell," ignited a firestorm online. Ron Wyatt's name began trending. Even Fox News' Greg Gutfeld quipped, "If they find Chariot wheels, I want a refund on my history textbook." Why is this stuff always left out? The world was watching, and beneath the waves, the team was about to make contact. The first evidence came from the sonar. Not random clusters, but anomalies with geometric regularity, laid out in a linear path nearly a mile long. Following the path, the ROV sent back the first images. There they were. Symmetrical structures, their spokes and hubs obscured by centuries of coral, but their form unmistakable. The team's remote metallurgists, analyzing scans, identified metallic densities within the raised hubs, consistent with the bronze alloys used in Egypt's late Bronze Age. They found at least 3 distinct formations. One, though encrusted, showed an unusual metallic sheen on a small exposed section, a quality that defied natural explanation. It wasn't the shimmering gold of legend, but it was something else. Something preserved against all odds. But it was what they found next that changed the mission from archaeology to solemn recovery. The diver's panicked call, "This isn't good," wasn't about equipment failure. It was about what he was seeing. Human remains. Not a few scattered bones, but a mass grave. Skulls, ribs, and vertebrae were fused with coral, and a mangled axle. Osteological analysis suggested a catastrophic, single-event death of hundreds, if not thousands. It wasn't a shipwreck where debris scatters. This was a snapshot of a route. A fleeing army, caught and crushed in an instant. The scene was a haunting echo of the biblical text. The waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen. Not one of them remained. Here was the tragic irony of their discovery. The artifacts were ghosts. The salt water and coral that preserved their shape had also made them impossibly fragile. Brushing them with a fingertip risked shattering them into dust. They could be documented, scanned, and studied in situ, but they could never be brought to the surface. They were prisoners of the deep, a museum that could never open its doors. When the footage leaked, the world erupted. It was immediately labeled both a hoax and a miracle. Clips were scrubbed from major platforms, fueling theories of a deliberate cover-up. Skeptics pointed to the lack of official verification. Believers declared it the fulfillment of prophecy. The academic community, once dismissive, is now cautiously calling for a reopening of the investigation. The new evidence, while not yet peer-reviewed, is too compelling to ignore. For the first time, archaeologists are re-examining Ron Wyatt's original notes, wondering if this passionate amateur, so often wrong, might have been spectacularly right about this one thing. The discovery has cracked open a door that may never shut again. If the remnants of Pharaoh's army lie at the bottom of the Gulf of Aqaba, what else have we overlooked? Across the world, a new wave of exploration is beginning, supercharged by technology. Teams are mobilizing to investigate the real Mount Sinai in Saudi Arabia, armed with satellite heat scans and 3D mapping. Artificial intelligence is being programmed to scan for undiscovered caves that might hold more Dead Sea Scrolls. We are entering an age where history is no longer just dug up by shovels, but uncovered by algorithms, drones, and the relentless human quest for answers. The line between faith and fact, once a solid wall, now appears to be a bridge. Submerged long ago, and now, perhaps, rising from the depths.
The evidence from the Red Sea remains locked in its watery tomb, an enigma that both confirms and confounds. It is a testament to a catastrophe, a memorial to a drowned army, and a permanent, silent challenge to the story of our past. What really happened in the Red Sea 3,500 years ago? A myth of liberation or a miracle written in bone and bronze? The answer may finally be within our grasp. What do you think about this discovery? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe for more expeditions into the world's greatest unsolved mysteries.